Hello BookTube, my name is Juan, I am Just One Reader, your favorite Mexican booktuber, and today I am answering the book Postscript Tag 2021 edition. This is one of my favorite book tags to answer at the end of every year. It was originally created a few years ago by the lovely Adam from the channel Memento Mori. So let's get started with the questions. Question number 1. What is the longest book that you read in 2021 and what is the book that took you the longest to finish? So the longest book that I read in 2021 was The Mad Ship by Robin Hobb. This is the wonderful second book in the wonderful Life Ship Traders trilogy. The Life Ship Traders trilogy was my favorite thing that I read all year. You can go and check out my video talking about the best and the worst reads of 2021, but the Life Ship Traders was my number one. Spoiler for that video. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing to read, and this particular book comes in at 906 pages, but it's very, very, very engrossing. I read it within a week. And then the book that took me the longest to read was the Chunkster, David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. This book is pretty long. It's a Dickens novel, and it comes in at around 880 something pages. So it is pretty long, but I took it in very small doses just because I really wanted to savor everything, all of the texture and all of the beautiful prose that is in this book, the descriptions, the dialogue, the character work, the character descriptions, everything. I wanted to really relish in the luxury of Dickens's writing. That's why it took me probably 7 or 8 months of the year to read this piece. Question number 2, a book that you read in 2021 that was outside of your comfort zone. And I am picking East of Eden by John Steinbeck for this question. East of Eden was a book that I decided to read because of how intimidating it felt to me. I was really scared of this book going into it, and I am very happy that I ended up reading it because even though I did feel a little like I was not really paying as much attention to the book as I would have wanted to because of, the period in my life in which I read it was very hectic and very chaotic. And that probably hindered my enjoyment and my appreciation of the book. But still, I was very glad to read the book, and I will probably come back to it later because of, the reasons that I just mentioned. I think at some later point in my life, I will come back to it and really enjoy it even more. Question number 3, how many books did you reread in 2021? I think I only read 3 books. The Neverending Story by Michael Ende, The Lightning Thief, which is book 1 in the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan, and what's the other one? Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Question number 4, what was your favorite reread of 2021? And that has to be The Neverending Story by Michael Ende, my favorite book of all time. If you've been following my channel for some time, you will probably know that this is my favorite book. It is the best book ever written, in my opinion. It's the definition of what great fantasy can be and can do. The prose, the writing style, the dialogue, the whimsy, the darkness, the world building, if you want to call it that, the sense of discovery and of wonder and of fascination and dread that this book creates is just unparalleled to me. Like, this is the definition of a Juan book for me, and I am so glad that I reread it in 2021. Question number 5, a book that you read for the first time in 2021 that you look forward to rereading in the future. And thankfully, because I had a great reading year, I have a ton of these. So I have some fiction, I have some nonfiction. So for nonfiction, I am choosing Underfoot in Show Business by Helene Hemph. This book is short, delightful, it's quirky and eccentric and out of this world. Helene Hemph was a force of nature. She has so much wit and such a great personality filled with charm and one of those warm but snarky personalities like Emily Gilmore from the Gilmore Girls. So I know that I will come back to this particular book and all of her other works. So that's nonfiction. And then for fiction, of course, I have to go with Robin Hobb because, this really was the Robin Hobb year for me. Specifically, I will go with the Life Ship Traders trilogy, my favorite thing that I read in 2021, but also the Tawny Man trilogy, specifically the third book, Fool's Fate. I think this is the best book that I have read by Robin Hobb. Like, if I have to individually choose my favorite book by Robin Hobb and of the year, it would be Fool's Fate, book 3 of the Tawny Man. And another book that I know I will probably come back to pretty continuously throughout my life is A Confederacy of Dunces by John Kennedy Toole, just because of the writing style, the comedy, like the absolutely uproarious laugh out loud moments, and the character of Ignatius, so bizarre and so wonderful, that I all of those qualities will keep me coming to this book frequently. Question number 6: what is your favorite single short story or novella that you read in 2021? And for this, I have to be completely honest, I did not read any short fiction in 2021, so I have no proper answer for this. However, I will mention the 2 shortest novels that I read throughout the year that I really, really enjoyed for very different reasons, because they are completely different to one another, but they both gave me the time of my life while I was reading them. The Inimitable Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse and I'm Thinking of Ending Things by Ian Reid. This one is funny and warm and whimsical and satirical. It's uproariously funny. This one is cold, bizarre, dreamlike, filled with long conversations and philosophy and meandering thoughts. And, they are incredibly different in tone, in what they do, what they are, and the way that they deliver, but boy, they deliver. Question number 7, Mass Appeal, a book that you liked and would recommend to a wide variety of readers. I am choosing My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante. I think this is a book that has everything. It has something for everyone. It really is one of those books that I think I would recommend to pretty much every kind of reader, very much like Carlos Ruiz Zafón's work, The Shadow of the Wind. I think this book has something for everyone, for every kind of reader. It has gorgeous writing, great storytelling. It's compelling, engrossing, addictive. It feels at times like a soap opera. It's so dramatic and entertaining, but it's very elegant. It's very sophisticated. It's great. It's great in terms of character work and family character dynamics and relationships, and it has a lot of secrets and twists, and you follow the life of these characters. It's really a book that has it all. I think this could appeal to pretty much everyone, and if you like this book, which you will, you most definitely will love this book, you will probably want to continue on with the rest of the series. It's a series of 4 novels, and they are fantastic. Now, question number 8 is the opposite, Specialized Appeal, a book that you liked but would be hesitant to recommend to just anyone. And, when I read this question, I was thinking of some books about Broadway, but like Stephen Sondheim's biography, or Singular Sensation, which is a book about a period in Broadway history that I really enjoyed. But the thing is, I don't think Broadway is quite as obscure or as an acquired taste as opera. I have struggled my entire life with liking opera because I love opera, and of course I like opera myself, but I have struggled with the fact that it's weird for someone in this day and age, someone my age, to enjoy opera as much as I do and to think of opera as much as I do in the way that I do, because it's not common in the society in which I live, which is Mexican society. It's completely bizarre for people to hear that someone my age in with my lifestyle likes opera or enjoys opera or listens to opera or sings opera or goes to the opera. So I've always struggled with that. People just don't get it. It's not something that is a part of the culture here where I live. People always like frown when they know that about me. It's something weird. It's not common. So I have chosen opera as the topic, and a book that I read about opera, which, this is not like the best book about opera that I've ever read, but I did read this book in 2021, and it's pretty good, is Molto Agitato, the mayhem behind the music at the Metropolitan Opera. So this is a pretty informative account of what happens at the Met in New York. We follow the administration of the Met. We follow the political and economical side of what happens at the Met. We follow, of course, the more dicey and gossipy things, about the singers, and some drama with, the tenors and the sopranos and some superstars at the Met that really caused mayhem. And it's very entertaining. It's very, very good. And it's something that I would only recommend to maybe a couple people because no one understands me. Nobody gets me. And finally, question number 9. Reflect on your year as a bookish content creator. Goals met, good, bad memories, favorite videos that you made, etc. So I don't like to think about my channel in terms of goals because the reason why I even have a booktube channel in the first place, and the reason why I keep doing it and I love doing it, is because I do it for myself. It's a hobby. It's a personal little corner of me. And I love it because it's a part of me that I get to share with you with a select corner of the internet. I know that it's a very small corner of the world, and I love having this small corner of the world. But I do it for me. I don't do it because I consider myself a content creator trying to put out a product for you. I am not looking to sell you anything or create anything to you. Yes, sometimes I am trying to put on a show and maybe, giving you a little bit of my sassy personality to entertain you because I am a clown. But I am not really trying to, give you a product or sell you anything. This is just sharing myself and sharing a little piece of me through the internet with you. But I do it for myself. That's always been very, very, very clear to me. That's why my videos are very amateurish. I don't have lighting. I sometimes use microphones. I don't have one right now. What am I even doing? But I do these videos for a very specific personal reason, and I am fine with it. I know that my channel will probably evolve, because evolution is the way the world works, and, there will be changes. I don't know what those changes will be. We'll just have to see, but I'm pretty open about my channel just going where it wants to go and becoming what it wants to become. Hagrid says something really, really wise to Harry Potter at the end of Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. He tells him, we will face things when they come and as they come, and we'll just face them. Things will come and we'll face them when they do. So that's the way that I feel about this channel and about everything. I mean, if COVID has taught me anything, is that we need to keep evolving and keep an open mind and just not really holding on to the past or the present, just, letting things sort of become what they want to become, and do what we want to do. So that's the way that I feel about my channel as well. Of course, I have some things in my mind that I want to do for next year. There are many books that I want to read, that I want to start a conversation about. I want to read many fantasy series and fantasy books, and some classics and some mysteries. Of course, I know what I want to read based on what I have loved this year and in previous years. I have informed or curated my reading taste, so I know what I want to keep reading next year. But really, other than that, I don't know where my channel is going, so I couldn't tell you, what are my goals for next year. I cannot tell you if my goals for 2021 were met, because I didn't have any. At least not that I can really remember right now. I'm just happy the way that things have turned out. That's it. I'm content. And, good, bad memories, all of them. I really, really loved reading Robin Hobb this year, getting immersed in more fantasy, good fantasy, and also bad fantasy. Everything is good. Even the bad memories are good because they inform us, they shape us, they change us, they force evolution within us. So I am content and I am open, and that's it. I think those are all of the questions in this wonderful book tag. Thanks for watching, and if you want to answer this book tag yourself, feel free to do so. Consider yourself tagged by me. I am just one reader, and I will see you on the next video.